All right, welcome. So my name is Megan Gunsorek with the Morphic Field, and we're on day 12 of 28 of the Awakening 28-Day Meditation Support Constellation. So these constellations are support. We're not doing a whole lot of, we're doing deep work, but we're not doing a whole lot of drudging up ancestral or family constellational work. We're actually doing support constellations. We're gonna kind of keep it light, deep, but also light, if that makes sense. So everyone who's following along live or on the replay can have post-it notes, little pieces of paper, find a pen, and a tabletop. So I'm gonna switch my camera so you guys can see my tabletop. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. So grabbing your Post-its, we're going to, again, start with me. So we're going to place ourselves in the field. And let's get some focus here. So on a Post-it or piece of paper, you're going to write me. And then up top, you're going to draw an arrow. That's the direction in which you're facing in the field. And we're going to go ahead and place yourself in the center here. And placing your hand on the piece of paper representing you, representing me, you're going to start to channel. So start to bring in energy and information and vibration from the field. So we're just gonna take a few moments to notice what you notice. And so what is the experience in your body right now? Bringing awareness to your body. If there's any parts of your body that are calling for attention, bring awareness to those parts and just listen. Listen to what they're saying. Receiving any messages. Noticing the movement of your awareness. So bring your awareness to your head right now. Perhaps noticing thoughts. Noticing thoughts that are of the collective as well. So just noticing what are the influence of the collective. And then bringing your awareness back to your thoughts. Perhaps seeing some ties there. And let's bring your awareness traveling throughout your body. Perhaps your feet on the ground. So bring your awareness to the connectivity to the earth, the support there. And the support of the structure that you're sitting on as well. So feeling that support there as well. Feeling your body resting on that. Just relax your shoulders. Take a breath, feeling the present moment and the life that comes with this breath. And let's bring our awareness centered around our heart. Perhaps there's an opening of the heart space as you do that. Connecting now our head space and our heart space. Let's feel that connection there. And perhaps there's also a connection to the brain that's in the stomach, the solar plexus area. Feeling that those parts connect and work together. What is the connection there for you? All right, we're going to bring in this next part. We're going to call it my inner support. So you're going to write my inner support. And then we're going to draw that arrow up top. That's the direction in which it's facing. And let's first look at it. So we're going to look at my inner support. Placing your hand on my inner support, see how this shows up for you. And perhaps you're actually noticing you showing up. It could be an energy combination. If it is a version of you, how does this version appear? What does he or she look like? Again, what's the energy of my inner support? Perhaps you're noticing different times when your inner support has shown up for you. You can place your other hand on me. So one hand on my inner support and the other hand on me, and let's see your inner support, connect with your inner support. Perhaps there's a movement of my inner support to come closer and really connect. And let's receive from my inner support. Again, noticing his or her energy. Perhaps you feel it as a vibration. What is the message? Any messages from your inner support to you? Has it been trying to get your attention in any way? Trying to tell you something? See if you received those messages. And then see if there's anything any requests, anything that you need from your inner support. Go ahead and request that now. Or if there's a question or a message to your inner support. How could your inner support you even more? And we're going to take the next step. So let's place my inner support. Let's place this behind you. And let's see first, as we make that move, how that feels to have your inner support behind you. So first feeling into both of those, me and my inner support. Just noticing. And perhaps from this position, your inner support is propelling you forward. And let's actually make this move. We're gonna, if it calls to you, integrate with your inner support. So now that we've looked at it, we've exchanged awareness and messages. And let's actually integrate with my inner support. Feeling that within you. Again, now noticing the energy and information. How is it resourcing you right now? Integrating with that within your body. Okay, let's bring in the next part. We're going to bring in, we're going to call it my wisdom and guidance. So we'll write my wisdom and guidance. So this is also my guidance, my wisdom and my guidance, however you want to write it. And I do encourage you, if there are other words that resonate with you more, you can alter that. So let's place my wisdom and my guidance in front of me. First, placing your hand on my wisdom and my guidance. Let's see how this shows up for you. So this could be also an archetype showing up. So notice what's there for you. Could be you with an archetype, as an archetype. Perhaps you're seeing him or her. So feel that energy, information. And let's also place one hand on me. So placing one hand on my wisdom and my guidance and one hand on me. Perhaps there's a movement. Follow that movement if that's to get closer. And let's connect with my wisdom and my guidance. Asking for messages. What does my wisdom and my guidance have to say to you? Did you receive that? In the receiving of it, feeling that in your body, where did you receive it? How did you receive it? So feeling this wisdom in your body, this guidance within your body. See if there's any messages from me to my wisdom and my guidance. Go ahead and relay those messages. Perhaps it's a request. Perhaps it's to be clearer. Clear and gentle. So feel any movement in your field. So perhaps your wisdom and guidance wants to come here next to you, whispering in your ear. Perhaps your wisdom and guidance wants to integrate. So we can do that now. So we have me integrated with my inner support and now integrated with my wisdom and my guidance. And let's feel into that. So feeling your wisdom and guidance within you. How does that feel? Noticing the energy shift or vibrational shift and the experience of that. Now having that within you, the awareness of that within you. Okay, we're going to put the next part in. We're going to call it my inner resources. And so you're going to see what shows up for you. So this is resources, your inner resources for yourself. And so each of you are going to have your own resources show up. So placing your hand on my inner resources, we're going to look at it first. So let's bring awareness to your inner resources. And so perhaps you're seeing doing, like action, proficiency, efficiency. I'm seeing some organization. Like some interacting with others. Communication. So see what shows up for you. Interpersonal. There's a strength there. So seeing how your inner resources are resourcing you, and we can place one hand on my inner resources and one hand on me. And let's connect with that. And perhaps there's a movement. Just feel how that feels for you. If you want to look at it, connect to it. And let's really see our inner resources. Let's actually see them. Acknowledging how you resource yourself. Perhaps there's a gratitude, a thank you to yourself for resourcing yourself. Communicate that, please. And perhaps there's a high five to yourself. See if there's a request or communication. Or an ask, a request. Can you resource me in this way a little bit more? And now feel into the movement in your constellation here. So perhaps you want my inner resources to be behind you and feeling how that feels to have them propel you forward. Also, we could integrate. So let's integrate. So me integrating now with, we have our inner support, my wisdom and my guidance, and now my inner resources. Let's feel into that. Perhaps feeling more whole, having this greater awareness of yourself, feeling stronger. Resource supported, aware, wise, guided. And just, again, noticing the energy shift there. And we're going to add one more thing here. We're going to call it, we'll write this out first, and it's a little long. What is it I need that I can give myself? So let's actually write that on here. And I'll say that again. What is it I need that I can give myself? Okay, so we're gonna first place this in the field and see what shows up for you, and then we're gonna add to it in a little bit. But let's first place this in. So placing your hand on what is it I need that I can give myself, and see what shows up. So how does that show up for you? Let it form, let it morph, let it come to the surface. Perhaps it's more than one thing. So you can also place your hand on me. Let's get a more clear look at what it is I need that I can give myself. And perhaps there's a bringing of this to you. Okay, I can bring this to me now. So let's see what that is for you. So listening to or seeing or knowing what it is that you need that you can give yourself. And as that comes into the field, we can take another piece of paper, and if it showed up, you can add this to this paper, or we can add some other things that you feel you want to have in your field. So that can be, let's say that's self-love. We can do self-compassion. How about understanding? So again, you can add these or add what calls to you. Perhaps there's some space. So like space for yourself. Perhaps there is a sense of forgiveness. And that could be letting go of certain thoughts. How about self-confidence? So whatever that is for you, you can keep adding. And then you can place this on top of what it is I need that I can give myself. So let's feel into that. We're noticing how that feels, and you can place your other hand on me. You can receive that. So feel yourself receiving that. We can first look at it. Let's look at all these things that you can give yourself. Perhaps you're feeling yourself pulling that to you. If there's anything else you want to add, you can keep adding. Really feeling this energy before we begin to integrate. So let's see and feel this, acknowledge this, and then we're going to integrate. So let's place all of these things that you can give yourself and integrate with that, placing it under me. And let's place your hand on all of these together, my inner support, my wisdom and guidance, my inner resources, and all of these that you are giving yourself right now. Let's feel into all of that together, integrated. Just take a breath, feeling yourself in this present moment, integrating with all of this, feeling the strength within you. Feeling the peace and wholeness within you. Feeling your greatness. Feeling your humanness, your greatness. Acknowledging your journey. Acknowledging yourself. Perhaps there is something to say to yourself here. So give those messages to yourself. And as you give those messages to yourself, receive those messages. And feel how that feels to acknowledge yourself. And we'll just take one last moment to Feel that integration. I encourage you to leave this out, or like we mentioned earlier, how Terrence tapes his paper to a sheet 8.5 by 11. And that way you can feel into this at any time. You can add more, keep adding more to your field, and keep integrating with this. Me personally, I keep Post-it notes on me. When I sit, I actually can have them underneath my seat. So I'm always integrating. I'm always doing this exercise with myself, always, daily. So I really encourage you. This is a very powerful tool. I'm gonna switch my camera. So we're a little bit over, but if there's a minute of comments, you guys can chat or you can unmute yourself. How was that for you? It's really powerful to speak into the field and add to the resolution of a constellation. So how was it for you? If anyone wants to share, we'll just do another 30 seconds.
When we did the My Wisdom and My Guidance paper, I don't know, what are you calling these? Parts?
Parts.
Anyway, there we go. I saw an image of a nun and I realized this was such a shocker. Like for many years, we're talking like 20 years, 2 decades, I've been obsessed with doing paintings and drawings of Mary, Mother of Jesus, the Virgin Mary. I'm not Catholic. I just really like the image of a nun-like female figure. And I was like, I don't know, I just like it. It's pretty. I'm an artist. I'm just going to go with it. And then I realized that was my wisdom and my guidance, my inner. I was like, whoa, that is a trip. You'd think that doing this work, I'd see that sooner. But yes.
That's perfect. I love
so that was amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll just read the comments here. How do you visually represent integration using Terrence taping to paper? How do you visually represent integration using? So you can tape all these together. So for example, you can tape up here, and then you can always like flip to see what's been integrated if you want to go back, and then you can always add to this. I'm not sure if that was answering your question. Let me know if that's not answering your question. So Linda says, feeling very centered and aligned. Thank you. You're welcome. Awesome. Kimberly says, presencing all of the support, inner capacity is empowering, gives me a sense of, you got this. Yeah. And Leslie says, yes. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your 23.5 hours. We'll see you then. The next 23.5 hours. We'll see you then. All right, bye. That didn't make any sense. Okay, guys. See ya.